two sports cars with a total of 765 horsepower and 8 driven wheels. The Audi RS4 and Porsche 911 4S are aristocrats among the four-wheel drive firecrackers. Family runabout? No way. The Audi may look tame, but under the skin, it packs a punch. 415 horsepower and 0 to 60 in well under 5 seconds, all for under 70,000 euros. And how did they affect the transformation? With an engine that gets up to 8,000 RPM before you can bat an eyelid. The 4.2-liter 8-cylinder engine is infernally loud and absolutely brutal, up to 155 miles per hour if you want. Then the RS4 comes up against an electronic barrier. That's praiseworthy. Even the craziest Audi is somehow a reasonable fellow. And that just about sums up this car, a dependable four-door sedan with the performance of a super sports car. The 911 is quite different, the epitome of a sports car. Even with almost 70 horsepower less than the Audi, it accelerates just as fast. It's in the genes. Traditionally, it's a horizontally opposed engine in the 911 4S. The 4S epitaph is like gold plating. 16,000 euros on top of the standard model. That's a lot to pay for four-wheel drive, 30 extra horses, and electronically controlled suspension. The performance remains the same, but not the handling. The back end of a normal 911 breaks away all too easily in inexperienced hands, but four-wheel drive quickly banishes the fear. Sports car, the souped-up sedan. Can one even compare these two? Visually, the RS4 also aims at the sports car image. Giant 18-inch wheels, air intakes, and vicious brakes. With fat tailpipes and muscular wheel arches, it looks like an A4 on anabolic steroids. The high-revving V8 both looks and sounds good. The classic 911 silhouette hasn't changed for 40 years. Not for nothing was it hailed as a design icon, but the four-piston brakes look brutal. The muscular rear end with 4 tailpipes looks fast even when parked, incomparable as ever. The horse roar of the Porsche engine. Inside, the Porsche sets standards, the finest materials, comfortable seats, an extremely sensitive steering wheel, clearly laid out instruments, including a stopwatch, as a nice sporting extra. The other side of the coin, the back seats would hold midgets at best, and luggage space? You must be joking. Now it's the Audi's turn. Its interior is also uncluttered and well-finished, reminiscent of the racetrack, the starter button and seats that might have come from a torture chamber. But this time a rear seat you can actually sit on, and the spacious trunk is also worthy of the name. The Porsche clearly wins on appeal, the Audi on practical points. Change of scene. Markus Müller, an instructor with the German Automobile Club, tests the handling of the two cars, 4S or RS4. That is the question. First candidate is the Audi. Even after a few yards, the tires are squealing for mercy. Now one really notices the different layouts. Rear engine in the Porsche, front in the Audi. The Audi understeers very strongly, but that's a safety plus, I'd say. This car puts up stoically, with even deliberate maltreatment. In tight bends, it's very difficult to push the Audi to the limit, so that you can have a bit of fun. On faster bends, you'll always manage it in any car. If you can get this car to drift, then either your name is Schumacher or you're not a normal mortal. What I like very much about the Audi are the rally seats. They give plenty of lateral support. The chassis and suspension have to work hard on the handling course. The variable four-wheel drive system distributes the power reliably between the wheels. But in spite of firm suspension and responsive brakes, the Audi does reveal a few little weaknesses. It's not a thoroughbred sports car. It can't deny its family car genes. The Audi should appeal to the sporty married man who needs space for the family but still wants to have a bit of fun. A multi-talent, it's a pity it developed such a thirst on full throttle, and the Audi S4 offers almost as much performance for less money. The Porsche is right in its element here. Not for nothing is the 911 known as the king of the racetrack, a car that's equally at home in the pits lane or parked in front of a smart restaurant. Compared to the RS4, the Porsche 911 has a much sportier and better matched suspension, which of course means it's much more fun to drive. Thanks to the four-wheel drive, the Porsche is very controllable, and even driving sideways. You gain a significant safety plus with four-wheel drive, and in the Porsche, that's tuned for sports. So the amount of power applied to the front wheels varies all the time. Drivers with sporty ambitions will find the 911 4S very rewarding. Personally, I find the Porsche more fun because it simply encourages you to drive in a sportier way. The suspension is so firm, they really ought to throw in an osteopath for all that money. You do pay the price for sportiness. Lovely car. I'm sure you'll let me take it home with me, won't you? One bitter pill, if you drive a 4S, you'll need lots of money or no family. It really only makes sense as a second car. The Porsche is more emotional, the Audi more rational. They're both quite unreasonable and at the same time quite fascinating.